Big one tonight, Montreal to Toronto. We're really enjoying Milt Stegall on the CFL on TSN. Can we bring him in now? The Turtle Man. Hey, Milt. How you doing, my guy?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Getting a little worked up today, as usual. It's a day that ends in Y. Do you have thoughts on last night's Elks' last-second loss to BC? The latest loss before we move on to tonight's marquee game of the week, I think, in Toronto?
Like I said on our Sports Center hit, they're going into the bye week, so I believe there'll be some major changes done within an organization. And I hate to say that, but they can't stay on the same path they're on right now. They got to do something different.
I'm with you, man. It's year 4 for Jones. But you are the football guy of all football guys. The football guys are saying to me, they're getting better. They can't fire Jones now. What do you say to that?
How are you getting? You're still losing. You're not getting better. You're just finding different ways to lose. It doesn't matter how you lose. The fact that you continue losing basically, assumes that you have to do something different. You can't stand pat and think you're going to get different results when you've been getting the same results for all these years now. So, no, they're not getting any better because you're losing.
I agree with you, Milt. So tonight, your guy, Jim Barker, admitted, he said he won't say this on TV, but he's cheering for the Argos tonight because he doesn't want to see the Owls win a 9th straight game and break a franchise record. This is a doozy tonight, man. This to me is the game of the week.
Oh, without a doubt. We have 2 undefeated teams. I don't think Toronto has lost a home game in 11 games or something, 9 games. And then, Montreal Alouettes, they've won 11 straight, including last year, regular season, and the playoffs and the Grey Cup in the first 3 games this year. And Cody Fajardo is playing some MOP-type football. Yes, a lot of us have disrespected him in the past, but it's time to stand up and say this guy is playing the best football of his CFL career.
How do you look at it if you're the Argos? Measuring stick? Because you're going against the best, or, there's a lot of things I'll be looking for tonight. That, and if Cameron Dukes is the next one, because Milt, let's be honest, he's kind of making people forget about Chad Kelly.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But the thing we have to look at, he hasn't been asked to actually do a lot. They've had a great balance with that running game. Don't get me wrong. He's been the quarterback and he's played well. He's done what they've asked him to do. But let's see if the running game is not doing well. If this team is down and they have to throw the ball, can he get it done then? That's the true measuring stick. That's the time I want to see if he's the man then. If that happens, then we'll truly say that, hey, when it's time for Chad Kelly to come back and this team is 6-3 or 7-2, you don't insert him back into the lineup. You let this guy ride it out because he's been doing a great job. So it's going to be an interesting game, as I just mentioned. Fajardo is playing great. Dukes is playing okay, and that running game's been going well. So this is definitely the game of the week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. However, we got a lot of viewers in Winnipeg and Calgary, and they will say that's the game of the week on Saturday. And let's be honest, Bomber fans want your take. They probably heard it already, but I haven't, on the 0-3 Bombers, Milt. What do we think?
Well, they're in a tough situation, and it's not the fact that they're 0-3. It's the fact that they got how they got here. It's offensively. I didn't think they would make this much of a drop-off from last year. I knew there would be some drop-off because of age and they lost some people, but the fact that they are where they are now offensively, that's a concern. And now they don't have 2 of their best weapons on offense now, and Lawler and Sean. And Sean may be out for the entire year. Offensively, offensive line, they're allowing Zach to get hit. And when you're that old, you continuously get hit, that's going to be a problem. So they have some issues that they need to get resolved and they need to fix. And the main thing they need to come away with a victory. Regardless how it happens, they need to come away with a victory because 0-4, something they haven't done since 2012, and there will be some big concerns going on in Bomberland.
Do you do picks? Because I've got Winnipeg picked to win because they have to. Do you? And what do you think about that game Saturday? Who will win it?
Because they have to. Sure. I have to grow my hair out, but we know that's not going to happen. So just because they have to doesn't mean they are. Do they have the talent on the field to get it done? A lot of teams are backed up against the walls, and they're a beaten dog, whatever you may say, and they need to win. But that doesn't mean they're gonna win. Would they devise a scheme? Do they have the talent on the field to win? So as far as picking the team, I'm not going to do that yet. Not right now. But the fact that you're saying Winnipeg has to win means that they're going to win. I've been called a
Too chicken.
I'm a pretty chicken, though. I can say that much. I'm a pretty chicken. So
How about that?
it's going to be a great game. Jake Mayer has been playing better, so we'll just have to wait and see. Saturday evening, we'll wait and see.
Now you got me fired up for that game. And here's the thing, Milt. You are like one of the nicest guys I've ever met, but you don't ever want to show it. You want to come across as this arrogant diva, whiteout. Why don't you want people to know how nice you are, Milt?
I think the people who know me, like yourself, who's been around me, they know how nice I am. But when I get behind the camera, it's I won't say it's a different Milt, but it's the other Milt. It's the other Milt. It's TV Milt. It's like when I play football. When I cross the line, I'm a totally different person. Not only in the game, but in practice. It's just a totally different person. Like I say, I'm not. It's not a split personality. It's just my other side.
It might be. It might be. But I see you saying these things on there. I'm like, Milt. So, by the way, I'm looking at your career here, 95 to 08. You saw the down times in Winnipeg. So I opened this show and I talked with Jim Barker about this, saying, because I'm looking at Edmonton going, is this the worst shape a franchise has ever been in CFL history? And I know you talked about it last night, the empty stadium, no wins. Did you go through worse in Winnipeg than this?
It was pretty bad. 97 and 98, it was bad. I couldn't give away my tickets. I mean, we would look up in the stands, and it felt like it was almost practice because that's how many people were there. We're in dire straits as an organization. So it was pretty bad. So I understand what they're going through. 99, we started turning around, and things turned around from there. But it's some lean times going on in Edmonton. I'm hearing they may have a new ownership group coming in, and I'm sure they're going to do some changes to try to revive and get that organization back to what it was. But right now, it's not pretty. As you're watching the game, you're like, please don't show the stands. Just try to keep the camera on what's action going on in the field, because when you look up in the stands, it's not a pretty scene. It's not a pretty scene at all.
No, and I mean, you and I have been around the CFL forever. It hurts us to see that. And when you talk about the new owner, I'm like, get it right, get it right, get it right. And by the way, Randy did, or whoever, the CFL with the new Alouettes owner and Amar Doman in BC. All we can do is pray that it's that type of owner in Edmonton, right?
Yeah, no, and I'm sure Randy and the powers to be are doing their best to vent and make sure they get the right ownership group in there who's going to totally invest in that organization, in that city with those players, because, I mean, it's not easy running a CFL team because there are no big TV contracts like there are in the NFL, where you don't even need fans to show up to the game, and you're still making millions and millions of dollars. Where in the CFL, if the fans don't show up, you're not being productive, regardless if you're winning or not. If your fans don't show up, you're not getting a profit. You're not being productive. So let's hope that they get an owner in there who's going to invest like they've done in BC, like they've done in Montreal, and say that, I'm going to invest and make sure that the fans are coming back and showing up and supporting this organization and this team.
Yeah, I have no doubt they will get the right person. I can't wait to see who it is. Until then, CFL fans, buy your tickets and get out there and enjoy the games. And when you're not at the games, watch television, because there ain't nobody better. Milt, thanks. Enjoy the games, my friend.
All right, you take care, man.
Nice to see you. Number 85, the Turtle Man, Milt Stegall. We'll be watching for him on the CFL on TSN this weekend.